stats and progress bars and everything, where you can just kind of explore how much of the game you've actually completed very, very easily. Because I think that'd be really cool and fun, and I'd be very excited to work on something like that. But it's a challenge to find the development cycles to do stuff like that when we've got other cool mechanics and features and stuff on the list, on the priority list ahead of it. So yeah,
as well as just getting through bugs that are on the bug list. There
are several bugs on the bug list, as we have previously discussed in this episode.
Yeah, and one thing that is actually worth noting on sort of a positive front on that, although it was a negative point on if you were a player of Crusaders, but the main developer on Crusaders is coming over to Champions, and I think it's fairly likely that what he's going to be tasked with, at least for the first little bit, is going to be going through items that are on the bug list. So net positive, or net developer resource added to that should get through some of those at a faster rate than they've been going through as well. So it's good. Okay, next question here from Super Fluffy Kitty. Actually, they've labeled it as questions. Core is currently capped at level 15, and it appears that core tracks experience past this marker, so more core levels could be expanded going further. Are there, / could there, be a system in place to award mode run chests for leveling up past level 15, and or a system in place given a power boost past 15, for example, 10% damage boost per level above 15?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we've talked about this in previous episodes, sort of what we could do for mode run cores past level 15. Obviously, it'd be a big pain in the butt to sort of redesign the core to have new places you can put pipes. But, the idea of maybe being able to level them up to get more mode run chests or additional boosts of the core is not a bad one. And I think that come some updates later this year, you're definitely going to want some more mode run chests because there's some fun stuff coming to mode run cores, and there's some fun ways to interact with mode run cores coming as well. So yeah, I think this is a good idea. I think there's probably some stuff that we can use as inspiration in this question.
Okay. Now the next question here is also from Super Fluffy Kitty, but I feel like this has been asked before. And I don't remember exactly what your answer was then, but we'll see if we get something consistent. And the question is, why is the naming convention for potions small, medium, large, huge, but for bounties and blacksmith contracts tiny, small, medium, and large? Where are the tiny potions, and where are the huge bounties / blacksmith contracts? Or can they be renamed to be in step with each other?
Oh man, I don't remember how I answered this last time.
Well, I don't think you want a tiny potion, right? Like this.
I don't think you do want a tiny potion. You probably don't want a tiny blacksmithing contract either. So, yeah. I don't actually remember why we did this. I feel like I can probably blame past me and this being some sort of Crusaders thing. That we just pulled in without making any adjustments. But yeah, I honestly have no idea why we have that differentiation. Do potions, like this sort of in general D&D mechanics, potions come in different sizes. Are those the D&D sizes? Do they really come in different sizes? I don't think they really do in general in D&D.
You get a medium potion of healing.
You just get a potion of healing, or a potion of, yeah. You get a potion of healing. Yeah. I never get the potions. They always go to someone else.
They don't. Oh, no, someone is saying that
someone
they do.
Someone else is saying they do.
Well,
fight,
Sean.
Fight.
Smallest is minor.
I think a potion is a potion. Maybe they come in different sizes in like 3.5 or 4 or something, but not in 5.
Different names, greater. Starbucks, no.
Greater healing. Starbucks.
No, not sizes, just strengths. Lesser, greater. Okay. Well, we dropped the ball on this one, Justin.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna defer this one to someone else. I'm gonna get
right. Okay. So I knew they came in different sizes, quote unquote, but it's. And I feel like in other D&D games they've been depicted as different physical sizes, even though they're labeled as lesser, greater. etc.?
I'm going to give this one to Pete.
Okay.
Be like, figure out what the right way to do this is, and make it so.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have enough time to answer this last question that we've gotten to here, which I know you were definitely looking forward to answering.
Okay.
Well, maybe you were looking forward to answering this. Anyway, the question is also from Super Fluffy Kitty, and they write, I saw on Discord that somebody got a 24-hour suspension for scripting to buy/open chests on 5th of April during the server instability period. Can you speak to this, given that scripting is tolerated?
Yeah, so we did have some server instability earlier this week, and we handed out a couple of temporary bans during that period, and the targeting of those bans was at folks who were basically creating egregious amounts of play history entries of sort of the history of your actions. The ones that I looked at were people who were completing 2,000 areas in approximately a second, which is not really something you can do legitimately in the game, no matter how many Briv levels you have. So these people are clearly using some modified clients or just doing calls directly to the server, and those kind of things. Unfortunately, they cause issues for all players because you generate that much stuff, and it starts to generate a lot of garbage on the server that the server has to deal with. And in the case of the other day, it was making it so that the stuff that the code that transfers user data back to sort of the main repository was severely delayed. And if that kind of thing happens and it combines with a server going down or some sort of other outage, it could result in lost play for players. So that is the point. That's where we kind of draw the line on scripting when it starts to affect or have the potential to affect other players. So if you're using a script that generates a lot of garbage, that plays the game hundreds of times faster than you're supposed to be able to play it, then you may receive a ban, a temporary ban for that. If it continues, you may receive a more permanent ban. So please don't do that. Just play the game normally. We don't really mind if you script to do things that you can do with the game, like scripts that just sort of click the mouse for you, whatever. That's fine. When you start to modify the client, when you start to generate garbage that impacts other players, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that impacts the servers is going to catch our attention. So
yeah,
if you're going to play with your client, do it in a way that doesn't get our attention.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we want to do one more question? You could ask me this one.
Sure. There's a cheeky question, but the question here is from Peter DePan, and the question is, will there be big surprises when the 100th champion hits the game?
Yes.
That's right.
That is the answer. That's all I can say.
What are the surprises, Justin?
Oh, who knows? Well, I do. Dave does, but we're not going to tell you. You'll just have to hold on and hopefully be surprised. But I think you guys will like it. It'll be fun.
For sure. All right. I think that's all we got time for.
Yeah. If we didn't get to your question this week, don't worry. You will have another opportunity. Now, if past shows have been any indication, I'll probably be sick next week, and so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Keep doing that, Justin.
But hopefully I don't get sick. This is what happens when you have a child in daycare. Hopefully I won't be sick, and we'll be back the same time next week. Before we sign off, though, we'd like to thank our marvelous mods, Mars and Martin, who copy your questions into our questions doc and generally make things awesome. So thanks, guys.
And of course, thanks to all of you for hanging out, watching the stream, asking such excellent questions, and enjoying the game. Because without you, no one here would get to do what we do.
Yeah, we'd have to do something else, I guess.
Well, it'll take some time to figure out. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone.
Bye. Click.
All right, now that we're out, let's talk about those big surprises.
Oh, man, I can't wait for those big surprises. It's going to be really surprising and big.